Have you ever stayed in somewhere you know you could have left? Maybe it's a relationship, a friendship, a job, or a habit that is slowly destroying your peace. The truth is, one of the hardest things you ever do in life is walk away. But sometimes walking away isn't giving up, it's choosing yourself. Hi, I'm Zilia. On this channel, we'll talk about confidence, discipline, mindset, and becoming the best version of ourselves. So today, let's talk about the power of walking away. I think we have all been there at some point in our life where we stay a little longer. We convince ourselves that if we just stayed a little longer, things would get better. We told ourselves people will change if we love harder, tried harder, or sacrifice more. Things will finally work out. But life has a way of teaching us that not everything we hold on to is meant to stay. One of the biggest lessons I've learned is that walking away isn't always about giving up. Sometimes it's finally respecting yourself enough to stop accepting less than you deserve. A lot of us are afraid to walk away because we are scared of what comes next. We ask ourselves, what if I never find something better? What if I regret leaving? What if I end up alone? Those questions are normal. Fear makes us believe that staying in what's familiar is safer than stepping into the unknown. But here is the truth: just because something is familiar doesn't mean it's good for you. Some people stays in a friendship that they are constantly disrespected because they have known those friends for years. Some stay in a relationship they are never appreciated because they are afraid of starting over. Some stay in a job they are miserable because the paycheck feels safer than taking a chance. And some of us hold on to the old version of ourselves, old habits, old excuses, old fear that keeps us from becoming who we are meant to be. Sometimes the hardest prison we can leave is the one we have gotten comfortable living in. You know what's interesting? We spend so much time worrying about losing people that we forget we can lose ourselves too. Every time you ignore your own needs just to make someone else comfortable, a small part of you disappears. Every time you accept disrespect because you are afraid of being alone, your confidence takes another hit. Every time you stay a place where your peace is constantly being disturbed, you are paying for it with something far more valuable than money: your mental and emotional well-being. Your peace is valuable, your time is valuable, your energy is valuable. Stop giving them to people and situations that doesn't appreciate them. Walking away doesn't mean you hate someone. It doesn't mean you are bitter. It doesn't mean you have failed. It simply means you have recognized your peace matters. One thing I have realized is that people will only respect the boundaries you choose to keep. If you keep accepting poor treatment, many people will assume that you are okay with it, not because you deserve it, but you have never shown them otherwise. That's why boundaries are important. Sometimes saying no is an act of self-love. Sometimes leaving is an act of courage. Sometimes silence says more than another argument ever could. Now, I want to be honest about something. Walking away hurts. It hurts to let go of people you cared about. It hurts to leave places that once felt like home. It hurts to release dreams that no longer fit in your life. But pain isn't always a sign that you are making the wrong decision. Sometimes pain is the price of growth. Think about every major change of your life. Learning a new skill was uncomfortable. Starting something new was uncomfortable. Growing a person is uncomfortable. Yet, that's how we become stronger. You cannot grow if you're constantly choosing comfort over purpose. I want you to remember this. You can outgrow people. You can outgrow places, you can outgrow habits. Growth doesn't make you selfish, it makes you wiser. Another mistake many people make is believing they have to explain every decision. You don't owe everyone an explanation. Not everyone understands your journey. You know, sometimes some people likes that version of you that never says no, and when you start setting boundaries they call you different, and maybe you're different. Maybe you are finally choosing yourself. There is nothing wrong with that. Your future depends on the decision you are willing to make today. The life you want requires a version of you that isn't afraid to let go, because you can't hold onto what's breaking you and expect to build something beautiful at the same time. So today I want you to ask yourself a simple question: what do I need to walk away from? Maybe it's fear, maybe it's procrastination, maybe it's a toxic relationship, maybe it's a negative self-talk, maybe it's constantly seeking people for their approval. Whatever your answer is, don't ignore it. Your future self is counting on the decision you make today. And remember, walking away isn't the end. It's often the beginning of peace, the beginning of freedom, the beginning of confidence, and most importantly, the beginning of the person you were always meant to be. Thank you so much for spending these few minutes with me. If this video encouraged you, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and let me know in the comment section, what are you choosing to walk away from today? Your story isn't over. This could be the moment everything begins to change. Until next time, keep believing in yourself, protect your peace, never settle for less than the life you deserve. I will see you in my next video.